Well, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for making time for us right here on K24 News Cut. Let's begin by having a look at what is shaping news this afternoon. KCA University launches a traffic accidents research center in a bid to reduce increasing road accidents in Kenya through research, innovation and knowledge. Kenya set to commemorate World Food Safety Day celebrated on the 7th of June every year with an aim to raise awareness on food safety.
Food safety for us is an everyday affair and it's everybody's business. So it's not just the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Department Development that focuses on food safety.
Plus, public input in the Finance Bill 2024 enters day 9 as various organizations decry double taxation in the tax proposals. K24 Newscut begins right now. I'm Alan Owino. Our sign language interpreter for this session is Clement Muli. Kenya is set to commemorate World Food Safety Day celebrated on the 7th of June every year with an aim to raise awareness on food safety. Now looking at that, Principal Secretary for State Department for Livestock, Jonathan Mweke, has reiterated his ministry's efforts in collaborating with partners on initiatives to protect consumers from substandard foods. Kenya faces several food safety challenges, including contamination in, among others, meat and dairy products.
This day is extremely important for us, but I also just want to mention that food safety doesn't happen on World Food Safety Day or World Food Safety Week. Food safety for us is an everyday affair and it's everybody's business. So it's not just the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Department Development that focuses on food safety. Food safety is really a responsibility for everybody, from production to value addition to transportation to handling and logistics and to market. It's really just about making sure that food is safe for consumption. We need food safety, Michelle, and it's very important for us not just to ensure that we protect human health, but also for trade. So we look at food safety from those two aspects. One, to make sure that the food we eat as humans is healthy and nutritious, doesn't make us sick, but also we focus on food safety and put in many regulations and enforce those regulations so that we can ensure that we can do trade with our food, food of both from crops origin and food from animal origin.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya have opposed the proposal to remove tax exemptions on manufacturing and construction sector, as it will deter investment in the manufacturing sector, plastic recycling and construction of specialized hospitals. Led by the President, Shama Kiteme, the engineers who gave their recommendations before the National Assembly Finance and Planning National Committee said removal of exemptions could lead to increased unemployment and hinder progress in combating climate change.
Some of the proposals we have given are aimed at improving the business environment. We are encouraging manufacturing, and we are proposing tax exemptions on the implements that are going to help manufacturing possible. We're very strong on encouraging industrialization, because when we build industries, then we create employment opportunities, and we, encourage the growth of our economy. We focus also on the issue of taxes being imposed on the housing fund, and we have had a conversation with MPs that, in our view, this is going to suppress the construction industry. We're also encouraging taxes being imposed on construction materials to be waived, because this is going to create an enabling environment where we are going to have a vibrant construction industry. Now, when we have a vibrant construction industry, we have our economy growing, we have employment opportunities created for engineers, for technicians, for technologists, and we believe this is good. The contribution of our construction industry to the GDP of this country is significant. And so it's in the interest of this country that the MPs consider our prayers that we've submitted as engineers, so that we are going to encourage manufacturing, because when we have manufacturing, And we have given an example of affordable housing. We're talking about 200,000 housing, 2 million houses or so. And the illustration is, when you talk about these houses, they need manufactured implements with doors, windows, hinges, screws, and all that.
As reactions on the finance bill, just pardon me on that as we move on with other updates right here on the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. As reactions on the finance bill continue ahead of the budget reading, Okoa Uchumi Partners says the proposed taxes in this year's bill will have a negative effect in the manufacturing sector. The proposed tax of manufacturers will risk Kenya's competence with other countries when exporting their goods, leading to the loss of revenue. According to Job Wanjohi, who is a representative of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, the proposals will reverse government's efforts of reviving local companies and creating jobs for the youth.
So, in this Finance Act 2023 and the legal notice for EAC, the imposition of that 5% duty caused the reduction of the cartons that we export from the country to the region and also globally. For instance, the carton that we export globally reduced from 590 metric tons to 229 metric tons because of a poor policy that government has come up with. What we export to Tanzania dropped from 340 metric tons to 36 metric tons because, again, of a poor policy the government came up with in 2023. In terms of the tea sacks that we normally use in making our tea, the one that has a label, a string, and then we have the tea bag. That one, we have seen a reduction. We've seen an increment on importation rather than local production from 111 metric tons in 2022 to currently importing at 210 metric tons. You can see that it's an increment by about 97%. And what has it cost into the country because, again, of poor policy? It has cost 3 tea sacks manufacturers to shut down. We had 6 of them. And those 3 that are remaining are only operating at 10% level of capacity utilization. And one company that shut down, 60 jobs had to be lost. Why? Because we are now importing rather than making local production. We have lost even international markets. Like now we had a good contract with Forest Stewardship Council in Germany and France because of the cost component. We are no longer competitive as far as tea sack manufacturing is concerned. So we find our tea sector is affected and many other sectors are affected. Coming now to the Bill 2024, I highlight quickly. We have what is called the eco-levy. That is now the Finance Bill 2024. We are not opposed as manufacturers, as industrialists to environmental conservation. But why are we duplicating charges? When we have eco-levy, we have another levy that is under what is called Extended Producer Responsibility Regulation.
Meanwhile, various organizations continue to appear before the departmental committee hearing public inputs on the Finance Bill 2024 as the exercise enters its 9th day. Among the key stakeholders presenting today include Coca-Cola Kenya, Institute of Surveyors, British Chamber of Commerce and USAID. Let's listen in to those proceedings.
So the argument around motor vehicle is private vehicles don't generate revenue, but commercial vehicles generate revenue. So the argument could be then that in that case then should be levied on commercial, not. So what if I'm just saying to happen, if that is the decision that will be made, and you get to be exempted, and the motor tax on commercial vehicles become a tax allowable expense on your corporation tax, how will that reflect on your end? And then 2, you raise pertinent issues, and I think this is one of the things we are seeing a contradiction in terms of policy, where eco-levy is meant to discourage environmental dumping higher. But at the same time, then if that is the case, then we should incentivize recycling. But then with the removal of exemption for recycling equipment, you raise a very valid point. But in fact, most importantly, is this imported, is excise duty on imported glass. I had marked it on my bill, and it's actually true, and I remember, if you check page 575 of your bill, clause 42G, it is proposing in the description of articles of plastic of tariff heading 3923.30.00 and 3923.1990 by deleting the word imported. If you go to Excise Duty Act, if you delete the word imported, then we'll be levying a 10% excise duty on plastics, on all plastics, both locally manufactured and imported. And therefore, there will not be incentive to buy locally manufactured plastics. In fact, now we make the price of our own manufactured products as expensive as the one that importing. Something that has incentivized a lot of manufacturing of plastics. But the plastics that you use, are they locally manufactured?
Yes, they are.
And the bottles on your beverages?
The bottles we also buy locally, only a few that we import. But it would be good to clarify that on the plastic, we do import what we call resin, that we have a plant that converts the resin into a preform which we blow and get this type of a bottle.
Mm-hmm. Please come up again.
So the importation is on resin. So there are like small pellets that we bring in.
Okay.
All right. We convert the resin into a preform. Preform would be a small, smaller than this, which once you blow, you get this bottle.
Okay. You're the one who do this.
Away from that, 63% of Kenyans feel the country is headed to the wrong direction due to the high cost of living and employment, coupled with high taxation proposed in the Finance Bill 2024-2025. According to a report released by InfoTrack, over 80% of Kenyans have rejected the tax proposals, which include 16% VAT on mobile transactions, disclosure of personal data for tax or duty assessment, and the introduction of a 2.5% motor vehicle tax. However, the report also reveals that 46% of Kenyans are not aware of the contents of the finance bill.
We start by awareness. Significant, slightly above, 54% are conversant, or they are aware that there exists a finance bill. You will recall, I think in Kenya, it's only this administration that has made this thing called finance bill be a bit known. Before now, it was so silent. Even as researchers, we were not focusing so much on it. We were so much aware of the budget reading. Everybody would talk about the budget reading. But the current regime made us aware that before that budget reading, there's the finance paper that has to be tabled because of the realization of the budget. So every single person now can make mention of an existence of a bill called finance bill. So 54% responded that they are aware, while 46%, quite a number, are not even aware. Awareness seems to be high in this region, central region, 62%. They claim they are aware of the finance bill. The least awareness is in northeastern. That is at 46%. I believe it could to do with education or just lack of involvement, but that region seems to be giving us always a different figure from the rest of the region.
Elsewhere, KCA University has partnered with the Technical University of Dortmund in Germany to establish a center for road safety awareness and traffic injury surveillance here in Nairobi, in a move to reduce road carnages in the country. Now, the move comes months after Cabinet also approved the development of a legal framework, the Kenya Transport Accident Investigation Bureau Bill 2023, for the establishment of an independent transport accident investigation bureau. Anthony Kwemoy with that report.
Latest statistics from the National Transport and Safety Authority indicates that 7,188 Kenyans have been involved in road accidents between January 1st and April 1st, 2024. The data further indicates that out of the 7,188 fatalities, 1,189 people had died, while 3,316 others had been seriously injured. The alarming rise in the number of accidents in the country has prompted KCA University to partner with Dortmund University, a German institution, in setting up a research center, a move the KCA Vice-Chancellor Professor Isaiah Wakindiki said will help solve the road accident menace in the country.
Ni idara ya utafiti kwanza wa utumiaji bora wa barabara zetu, kutoka madriver hata wale ambao wanatembea kwa miguu. Na hii center pili itakuwa inatafuta ama is a research center ya kutafuta solutions ama jawabu kumap out ajali za barabarani Kenya mzima.
KCA will also collaborate with the Kenya National Highway Authority and NTSA to ensure they deal with road accidents in totality. While calling for support from other universities, Professor Wakindiki was confident that education, advocacy and policy making will be crucial in crafting lasting solutions to end road accidents in the country.
Tunasikia news, kuna basi imekuwa na accident, kuna hii namna hii. Kwa kijumla huwa tunapoteza mwanafunzi mmoja on average on road accidents all over. Labda wamekuwa wamefunga akawangwa na gari ama nini, na wengine sasa wanafunzi wetu hapa wakitimu, some of them wamekuwa ni hawa bonda bonda, because hizi bonda bonda zinaendeshwa mpaka na graduates, kila mtu ako hapo, na kama hawako hapo kama mwendeshaji, wako hapo kama abiria.
Anthony Kwemoy, K24 TV, Nairobi.
Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has directed chiefs and village administrators to not entertain those found cutting down on trees. We'll be giving you that update in a short bit. Let's take a break right here on K24 Newsgate.
Are you a church and seeking to reach an even bigger congregation?